All right, so here we are, and we keep going on the juxtaposition cross of power with the 34 in the sun, the 4 1. That brings us to the 4 1, and it brings us to the pure display of power, the juxtaposition cross of power. These are incredible focused people. There's always a potential in the 1 4 1 to be focused to the point of being stupid, and this is one of its dilemmas. In other words, there's a narrowness in the 4 1 that does not allow it to see it beyond its own nose at times. And this is the narrowness that locks it into a framework that makes it very, very difficult for it to see the consequences of its action. It can only see the consequences of its action directly down its tunnel. And this is the dilemma for the juxtaposition cross of power. Whenever you have a shift at the unconscious level, you've got this shift taking place at the unconscious level. You're moving away from the 55 element. So the moment that you move from the cross of the sleeping phoenix, this variation, into the juxtaposition cross of power, you may move away from this mutative imprint underneath. There's no need to die to be reborn as a 4-1. There has been this shift, and the moment that we are this shifting, we also know something else. This power is only there for the narrowest activity. We talk about 4-1s having fixed fate. There's no better example of fixed fate than this particular example. In other words, the juxtaposition cross of power is just going to display power, but relative to one thing. If you meet a 4-1 on this cross and you have this knowledge in you, you expect them to be someone who where you feel at any moment they're going to blow you over. Now 2034s do have a frequency anyway, but the reality is unless you happen to step into their tunnel, you don't notice it at all. Not only that, but out of all the 2034s, they're the least busy. What I mean by that is that they're least busy in diversified way. 2034s tend to be the kind of beings that there's always something that is occupying them, and they're always busy about something. If they happen to be splits, it's even worse because they will be busy with multiples of things at the same time. But when you get to the 4-1, because there's this very, very narrow direction, a very narrow activity direction, that whenever energy they have, it's focused here. And what I mean by that is that the power part of the energy is focused here. And there's nothing left over to be carried away in other things. This is the kind of 4-1 that if you don't go their way, you might as well forget having anything to do with them. It's not just the way, it's not just their way is the highway, their way is the only way. And they're going to do that with a great deal of power. Remember that the 4-1 works out of a single foundation. It's this very basic single foundation. So good luck with that.